And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gym of Crypto, episode 666. That's right. Today is Monday, February the 22nd, 2021, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
Today's top stories. Tesla made $1 billion profit on his Bitcoin buy, says analysts. Crypto market too big to ignore, says Nigeria SEC. Ripple price surges 15% as Ripple registers as a Wyoming entity. Single buyer splurges $1 million in Ether on CryptoPunk digital collectibles, proving me wrong. And Cod Healthcare receives Bitcoin donations totaling $800,000. All that and more. But first, let's go ahead and look at these prices.
Oh, yeah. So Bitcoin is at $54,049 this morning, down almost 6%. As we saw a huge 10K candle, which we'll discuss more. Ethereum at $1,771 is down 9.7%. Ripple, the only one in green, it seems, at 56 cents is up 4.5%. Stellar at 44 cents is down 9.9%. Cardano at 105 is down 5.61%. Chainlink at 30.59 is down 11.3%. Litecoin at $208 also down 9%. And last but not least, EOS at 464 is down 8.8%. So a sea of red after seeing huge gains over the last few weeks. Not uncommon to see a 10% drawdown. And if you're looking at selling right now, you definitely need to get some stronger hands because this is the crypto market that we are used to seeing.
There it is. I'm trying to get this chat actually going. I see you. Did you? We are going to talk about PancakeSwap today. We're going to run through it. I did see that.
PancakeSwap.
I took it off. Wasn't sure, but top story of the day: Tesla made $1 billion of profit on his Bitcoin buy, says analysts. Since you are the expert on all things Tesla and crypto, what's going on here?
Oh yeah. So Tesla has seen some massive gains from his Bitcoin investment, reportedly having made up to 1 billion in profit, according to a new report. Tesla has made roughly 1 billion in the aftermath of his 1.5 billion Bitcoin investment. And amid Bitcoin's parabolic surge to become a $1 trillion asset. Yves states here, Tesla is on a trajectory to make more from his Bitcoin investments than profits from selling its electrical vehicle cars in all of 2020. So yes, people, the fact that Tesla has Bitcoin, they have exposure to it. They actually made more money from investing in Bitcoin than their actual business. Now, if you are a business owner right now whose company is kind of in the middle or going sideways with your stock price, this is the playbook. Buy Bitcoin, make an announcement, and I guarantee you your business will improve either stock price or at least the value of the company if it's in your treasury. If you think this is the end, trust me, you have another thing coming. Matter of fact, I think this dip is the dip that these companies wanted in order to buy it, because if you saw the candle that went down to 48K, that candle got bought up in less than an hour. Actually, I think maybe 30 minutes, and then we were right back up to 50, 51. So yes, I think this was kind of part of the plan, and I think that Tesla doing this is just the start. So shout out to Elon Musk. Brilliant move, actually, to increase the value of his company without actually selling any more cars.
Right. I will say these people really must love their jobs, because you can just go in and make $1 billion in what, a month and a half tops. Like, why are you still working? I would have already gave it up on the space race. We retired, baby. About to put another billion in here and call it a day. But yeah, so these people definitely love their jobs, but it's crazy to see that can happen that quickly. Again, that's one company already making $1 billion in returns off of their initial investment of 1.5 billion. All right, sorry, but I was looking around this chat box. I don't know what is up. I think the shadow ban might be real, but what's going on in crypto culture? P-Man Van, Daniel Perez says, saw the red and went on a shopping spree. There we go. Leroy Forbes, Candace Blanton, Blues Lover, Sergeant Mac, the Sugar Honey Iced Tea, Deborah Doyle, hello. Another top story, BNB gains 45% in 24 hours. Of course, if you were watching it all last weekend, it was way more than that. But as PancakeSwap flippins Uniswap value, that is right. We actually talked about this on our new show on Sundays, Talk Shop Live. Again, we'll be posting that link in the description box, but we started that series yesterday, and we did talk about PancakeSwap because that one caught me off guard when Bitcoin Zay mentioned it. But it looks like there is another company or another project trying to eat off Uniswap. What's going on with PancakeSwap?
Oh, yeah. So the last day, they saw over $1.7 billion traded on PancakeSwap. In contrast, Uniswap saw $1.6 billion exchange hands. Uniswap is based on Ethereum, and states here is the network's biggest gas guzzler, as it generated 16 million yesterday in fees. And as you know, with Ethereum, the fees have been a big topic of discussion. I don't care how much Ethereum's about to innovate in the future. Right now, it's terrible to use Ethereum. The gas fees are ridiculous. And I think that's sort of the reason people are switching over to PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap users can stake what they call their cake and collect syrup, the platform's governance token, in turn for providing liquidity across various crypto pairs. I love the fact that in the crypto market, the decentralized exchanges are sort of taking on the mantle of the weird crypto vibe that we used to have, naming it Sushi Swap, Pancake Swap, whatever swap. But yes, this is something that a platform where you can get non-fungible tokens. They have a lottery game. You can collect art. So yes, this is something that a lot of people are interested in. And this just shows me that Binance Smart Chain is pumping their coins. Binance has plenty of money, and their war chest, CZ's war chest, is pretty much never ending. So I can definitely see PancakeSwap staying ahead of Uniswap if they want it that way.
Yeah. My thing though is, is this like what's going to happen once PancakeSwap does whatever and it does take over, as you just said? What's going to be next? Is Blueberry Swap coming next? Is Maple Syrup Swap? I mean, they're literally just stealing market share of the market. So we had Uniswap, we had Sushi Swap, and now you're saying you have PancakeSwap. And all three of these be competitors amongst Binance chains? That's 4 different competitors right there we're looking at.
Yeah, and it's a lot of market share because the decentralized finance market's just getting started. So Binance is definitely kicking the door in and waving the fofo right now.
There, crypto culture said, when you buy and hold, there are no shopping days. LOL. I'm broke. Yeah, we were talking about that on the show yesterday. I mean, sometimes you have to consider that. Are you going to buy and hold, or are you going to take profit? Both are dangerous games sometimes. But it shows buy and hold is clearly the best outcome, as you can see from the market from Bitcoin's inception. Next story up, crypto market too big to ignore, says Nigeria SEC. Nigeria Securities and Exchange Commission says it is committed to creating a clear-cut regulatory framework for cryptos in the country. That is Nigeria again, after suspending its planned crypto regulations in the wake of the central bank ban. Nigeria Securities and Exchange Commission has clarified its position on cryptocurrencies in the country. According to a report by Premium Times, both the SEC and the Central Bank of Nigeria will work collaboratively on devising a concrete regulatory framework for cryptos in Nigeria. Again, I think this is just going to set precedent of what other countries think is the right move to make. But I mean, what is going on in Nigeria, and will this even work?
Oh yeah, well, as you know, Nigeria is actually number 2 total in total volume of buying Bitcoin in the world. And if you saw the video from the Nigerian senator who actually stood up and said, "There's nothing we can do. These kids are using Bitcoin and they don't want to use the Naira. It's basically useless." They realized a blanket ban does not work because the premium for Bitcoin in Nigeria was as high as $86,000 for one Bitcoin in Nigeria. So when you talk about banning and then the price shoots up like that, obviously doesn't work. So now they're going to try and come in with a regulatory framework because they realize they can't stop it. It says here that part of the desire of the SEC, even in the future, is to provide a regulatory framework that will take care of all these challenges that we have seen internationally and the entire world is grappling with in terms of cryptocurrency and digital assets. For us at the SEC, the capital market, it is something to look at. The world cannot be moving forward and we will be static. No, stop pushing your insecurities onto us. You feel like we need to grapple with the challenges of cryptocurrency. You all are new to this. We don't have these issues you're talking about in the SEC. Definitely showing up late to the game in order to sort of track or see what their citizens are doing because they're so used to oversight. They don't understand the world is changing. You're not as needed anymore. And they're sort of grappling with that. It's sort of like, the last stand of the regulators in Nigeria right now.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. That's my biggest beef with this is that you don't wait until 60,000 and say, okay, it's too big to ignore and now we need to regulate. Yeah. No, it doesn't need. This is my point of regulations, people. This is my point of regulations in the United States. This is my point of regulations abroad. Let's talk about scams. BitConnect was huge. You're right. Cost a lot of people money. The Mt. Gox thing was huge. Cost a lot of people money. But after those two, the OneCoin thing was huge. Cost a lot of people money. After these scams and all these other things happen, these Ponzi schemes, what happens? We continue to self-regulate. More people start going to different YouTubers, different Twitter people, whatever, and going out there and finding out that information to figure out what's a real project and not. That is self-regulation. As far as cryptocurrency, the market being too high, too volatile, this, that, and other, adoption starts to happen. This is self-regulation. We have made it to $60,000 essentially without any regulation across the planet. And now, of course, all the regulators are rushing to regulate. Like hell to no. That's not how it works. And that is corruption at its finest. That is gang at its finest. And this is why you shouldn't listen to these people. And speaking of regulation, I'm going to talk about them again at the end of the show. But before I forget, let me get the screen right here. Before I forget, I mean, we have companies in this space, and this is just crazy. Of course, last week we saw all these different pumps. Long story short, I got into a pump. I tried to change my money out to Bitcoin and Changely, which we will talk about again.
Get on their ass.
Make sure y'all at them today. At them right now, matter of fact. I can't wait till we get this clip. At they ass. What people at Changely, for one, don't understand is that when you play with some people's money, they're going to come see you. And that's where I was about to get with Changely. I was like, hey, I'm coming off a good pump. I will come see you guys if you don't send it over to me. But essentially what happened is I tried to exchange some of that good old Raven coin pump into Bitcoin, and Changely tried to hold my funds. Not tried to. They held my funds for about 4 or 5 hours the first time without letting me know anything. I reached out to them. They held it for another 4 or 5 hours. And then they finally gave it to me like on the second or third time of me reaching out. This is supposed to be a cryptocurrency company. They were even tweeting about decentralization last week. And it's so funny that they tweet about these things. And then as I tried to get my Bitcoin or whatever Raven coin for them, they said it might take up to 2 to 4 days. People in the crypto space, I was told it would take 2 to 4 days for a transaction to come through. Of course, I fought back on that because I was like, hey, you're not dealing with noob in the space. But my point of all of this is that these are the people the regulators don't want to regulate.
Exactly. Yeah. They want to regulate us, but they leave Changely to be a fractional reserve bank.
You know what I'm saying? These people are already operating as a bank. I'm sure they did not just have my crypto. They had many of other people's crypto, and they weren't giving it back. They were trying to hold it until the price dipped again. And this is what I was talking about. They pulled a Robin Hood move, people. This was the whole thing about Dogecoin. The weekend Dogecoin was pumping, and then mysteriously just started dropping. It's not dropping. They're not enabling any more buys, and they're only enabling sales. And they're not even letting you get your money back when you do sell. So it scares people, and they really want to sell out of it, which is what we just saw Ravencoin and make it drop again. So companies like Changely that are out there, companies like JP Morgan Chase, and all these other companies that are not regulated are the reason why I don't listen to regulators when they start talking about cryptocurrency and private individuals. And if I were you, I would just say, hey, take a look out of the same page of that book, because these people are getting away with murder. And as you can see here with the Nigerian SEC, now that the crypto market is so big, we can't ignore it. Now that you guys have made a lot of money, it's time for us to come in.
Oh yeah, once you hit that $1 trillion mark, all of a sudden, the regulators come out. I mean, you got the senators. People in the House. It's ridiculous.
Right, it is crazy. There we go. Maurice Park said, challenging means them losing their controlling grip on things. Of course, right. Fumble the Face said there were other more sensible politicians in Nigeria that said they should learn how to work with Bitcoin. Antonio says Nigeria saw that the ban caused a crazy arbitrage and realize they messed up. Exactly. But that's something Bitcoin has already pointed out, is once you ban something, watch how much it actually explodes. People aren't going to let things be banned any longer.
Oh yeah. Nah.
Gail Cripps said, good morning from Texas. We are still here post snow bid. Yeah. Prayers for those with no electricity, water, and heat in Texas for sure. Let's see a couple more good ones. Diva Style. Hey, there we go. Smash those likes and share. Fumble the Face said 123 people watching, 38 likes. It's time to pound.
Oh, we gotta get the likes up. We about to start pausing the show like Kevin Samuels.
I was about to bring it up.
About to start pausing the show.
Hey, we about to be like Kevin Samuels. We not talking about no more crypto until y'all pump the likes up to 60. All right.
Oh yeah. And speaking of, make sure you watch us on Talk Shop Live weekly. I see some people throwing questions in there. We answer questions on Talk Shop Live. Go more in depth with that. So if you have deep questions, make sure you post them under the video, and then join us on Talk Shop Live Sundays at 6.
And yeah, and just to piggyback on that Talk Shop Live, again, we'll have that link in the description. So perfect example, Patrick Blythe said, hey, King Bless, I saw your interview with Crypto Maniacs. Shout out to Antonio over from Crypto Maniacs. He's been building them up, and there's a huge channel. And he low-key, he called me, I think it was like Friday night at like 11:30 p.m. my time. And he's in Bali, so it was like mid-afternoon. He was like, hey, can you do an interview? And I'm just like, whatever. I'm always down to talk crypto. People, 12 a.m. we got on Instagram Live and we talk crypto. 12 a.m. here in California, so 3 a.m. on the East Coast. But again, this was as that whole Raven coin thing was happening. So he did catch me on a good high. So I talked a little bit about that Raven coin then, but we went more in detail about it on Talk Shop Live. So again, Patrick Blythe is saying, I saw your interview on Crypto Maniacs on Instagram and loved it. Lots of knowledge. Thank you. Can you elaborate more on the discussion about Raven coin trending with Bitcoin? So again, I talked about Raven coin and how its charts are trending with Bitcoin. If you want to know more about that, check us out on Talk Shop Live this Sunday. Because that Raven coin pump isn't over, people. I'll tell you that, but you do need to be careful with it. So check us out there. Marcus Walter said that's why you need a decentralized exchange like BitShares. Once again, Talk Shop Live. I hate to keep promoting it, but we talked about BitShares there. Bitcoin Zay pulled up a graph of the top 10 or the charts of the top 10 coins from random dates from 2016, from 2018. And 1 year, I think it was in May of 2016, BitShares is one of the top 10
top
coins
10.
at the time.
Yeah.
We were laughing, saying this is a perfect example of a project who had all the hype, just like Cardano, that you don't hear about as often. So again, we do get into altcoins on that show. All right, XRP price surges 15% as Ripple registers as a Wyoming entity. People, you talk about big news. Ripple going to Wyoming. Ripple, the company behind one of the world's largest cryptocurrencies, XRP, has registered an entity in the state of Wyoming. This follows a clash between the company and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. Nevertheless, the price of Ripple has surged about 15% today after Caitlin Long broke the news on Twitter. Tell us about this, why it's so important that Ripple went to Wyoming, the importance of Caitlin Long, something, again, I hate to keep promoting it. We talked about it last week and on Talk Shop Live, but how you have people in Congress now, you have regulators tweeting about different coins and projects, like we saw the Chainlink Marines, and how this whole following of Wyoming from cryptocurrencies away from Delaware is such an impactful thing in the industry.
Oh, yeah. Well, for those who have ever tried to incorporate a corporation, you know that Delaware is often cited as the best place to do it. And right now, it seems as Wyoming is becoming sort of the Delaware of crypto. Caitlin Long even states here, more crypto companies are realizing Wyoming is a better domicile than Delaware due to our crypto-friendly laws. She tweeted out yesterday that Wyoming, welcome to Wyoming, Ripple. More cryptos are coming. And of course, this was filed February 11th. Ripple Markets Wyoming, or WYLLC. And I like it because it basically is showing Ripple saying, all right, the SEC can do what they want, but whatever, we're moving forward. I like the brashness. I like the pushback. Again, I think Ripple is a trash coin, but in the crypto space, I love when people take action and go forward, even in the face of regulators. Again, even if I don't like something, I'm never going to cheer on the regulators over them, simply because at the end of the day, they didn't give them clear rules at the start. Why not start Ripple and have a pump and dump where you can make billions of dollars? If people are going to buy it, I mean, what can you do? So when people talk about regulation, you have to regulate yourself. And I think that them moving to Wyoming, it may be a small indicator that they think they may beat this SEC case and then keep moving forward.
I wasn't sure if he's going to bring it home.
I mean, hey, I saw an article 2 days ago come out in Fortune where they were saying Ripple, the SEC pushback against Ripple was, unconstitutional and they shouldn't do it. So you might have some people on Ripple's side who are starting to see that they may want to use that coin. I don't know what they want to use it for, but maybe they just want to keep their profits. So good to see there.
A couple more things. First off, that is, Ripple does beat the case and they're going to explode. I mean, we might see that $3 Ripple again. We're calling it before CNBC this time, though, folks. Also, it's one of those things where we forgot, Brad Garlinghouse. He was the wealthiest person on the planet for 15 minutes, third wealthiest person after the dust settled. Like, the guy has resources to fight this, which is why we kept saying, if Ripple doesn't beat it, 90% of the altcoins are going down. So you better hope they win. I'm telling you now, actually have the resources to fight it. So I think those resources are coming in hand for him right now. As long as they keep pumping the price of Ripple, he'll have money to keep pumping up regulators. What I love most about this saying, also from, again, this is Caitlin Long, folks, a crypto proponent, founder and CEO of Avanti, a crypto-oriented financial institution. And doesn't what is she still in government right now as well in Wyoming?
Oh yeah, yeah, and she's one of the main people who help people get these filings. Except I don't think she was involved with this one. Not with
Right.
her.
What I like about one of her statements, she said people often, I'm assuming ask, but she's tweeting, so we know how this goes. People often ask how many companies have relocated to re-domicile to Wyoming. We don't know. We don't keep lists, and we like it that way. Listen, that's what I'm talking about.
Dope.
That is what I'm talking about. Even bigger, a few things. Ripple must think they're going to win since they went to Wyoming. But even bigger, this goes against the whole clash of state versus government federal rights, right? Like this is the state's chance also to say no. Like the federal government will not have all in, say when it comes to crypto and how we do it. We have rights as a state, and we're going to back these crypto companies. Like this is the same thing as a state saying we're going to sell weed, and the federal government saying if you sell weed here, we will not fund your schools this year. It's up to you. And the state going to say, okay, we'll sell our weed and fund our own schools. And then the government, of course, saying, "Oh, we didn't know you can make that much money on weed." And they're coming tax when it's too big, just like Bitcoin, saying, "All right, you can keep selling weed, but we need to get involved." And by this time, the state's looking at them like, "I thought you said you didn't want to be involved with this, right?"
Hey man,
it is
grifters.
What?
The grifters, the professional grifters is the government. They jump from one project to another.
It's the same thing here. I mean, honestly, the government is just in a trading pattern. The government is in a trading pattern like the rest is. The only thing is they're trading American people and their projects instead of the actual companies like we do. But again, I like to see Wyoming doing this because they're standing up as a state. They're saying, "Hey, we're going to move forward and do this." I think this is even big news too because of Delaware. Like you said, Delaware has been the place where everyone goes to house their company, the Democratic National Convention. You got Hillary Clinton, all her companies are there. I think Facebook is there, Google's there. So you have all these big companies in Delaware. And to see now companies start to break away and say we're going to Delaware, or excuse me, to Wyoming, that is big news, especially if Wyoming, the state, the regulators, and the people there fight back against the federal government when it comes to some of these draconian, I won't even say cryptocurrency laws, I'll call them decrees, since we just wake up in the morning and it is what it is. Like,
yeah. Well, now you got to do this. Like, Jesus Christ.
Right. On to a better news story. Single buyer splurges $1 million in Ether on CryptoPunk digital collectibles. People, we had to keep talking about digital collectibles. I mean, all over my timeline. And speaking of which, really quick, I want to give a shout out. I got to give a shout out. I got to think of the name first. I'll get the name and I'll give you all the shout out. But for the Ravencoin pump, there was a guy who's been talking about Ravencoin for the last 2 years now. He sells Ravencoin mining machines and soap. I told him I give him a shout out on the show for sure.
My man Josh. You talking about Josh?
Is it Josh? No, I'm getting that. I can't think of his name. It's like drawn a mind blank right now. But he sells the Ravencoin miners too. So I say I'll bring it up. But single buyer splurges $1 million in Ether on CryptoPunk digital collectibles. The batch of 34 NFTs was purchased by a whale who paid 557.5 Ethereum, or roughly $1 million. My question is, how much were those gas fees?
Jesus Christ.
What's up with this story? I guess, I mean, listen, these NFTs look to stay. I mean, I saw people selling Spider-Mans over the weekend, Harley Quinns. I saw all type of NFTs going up over the weekend. It is huge. One person on my Facebook timeline said they made a 2,200 return. That was actually Jay Johnson. We talked about him here before for another thing he called. But what are your thoughts on all this?
Oh yeah, so a couple things. NFTs are starting to boom, sort of like the DeFi market early last year when they first started going past $1 billion in market cap. NFTs are starting to sell at millions of dollars. Michael Johnson just sold his NFT piece for 1.4 million. They just sold CryptoPunks for $1 million. We're starting to see this trend pick up where people are collecting digital art and then trying to hold it for long term to either resell or to hold themselves. In my opinion, everybody's buying it to resell at some point. The biggest thing to me is that people who doubt NFTs, the biggest doubts are gas fees. Nobody can afford the gas fees. Unfortunately, for Ethereum, NFTs are not beholden to Ethereum. People start moving it to other platforms, that's fine. Another thing I want people to realize too is, after talking with some people who own NFTs, they're starting to say that if you own this digital art, it's one of the easiest ways to store your wealth if you don't want people to know how much money you have. You buy a $100,000 digital art piece, and now you technically have $100,000 that you can move around as a digital art piece to someone else. So just like the regular art industry, that's a great way to save your wealth. You can put it up on your wall, you can throw it in the garage if you want, but technically when you resell it, it's going to be worth more. So shout out to the NFT groups, especially groups like One Off, Sync Art that are doing their thing. So shout out to them, man.
Yeah, shout out to all the NFT folks. All right, I do have that name and everything. You're right, it is Josh. I didn't know. So yeah, it was Josh. So Josh Coleman, I give it to Josh Coleman. I tell him I shout him out today. He has been talking about Ravencoin for about a year and a half, 2 years, people. He's selling Ravencoin miners. I've seen his prices the last year and a half. I remember when people were complaining about his prices about a year and a half ago. I think he was selling them for maybe 3,200. And I just saw him this weekend after the pump post a screenshot of mining prices now for Raven to buy the miners, and they're like $18,000 to $20,000. He was like, "Don't ever come to me complaining about prices again." So,
try to give you a deal.
Right. This doesn't mean to jump on it. People, do your own research, but I am crediting him because he had been calling it for a very long time. He sells the miners and he sells bath soaps, which are amazing as well. So I told him I'll go ahead and link his. I'll put his bath soaps right there in the comment section. But he's doing a lot of good stuff. And of course, again, if you want to look at miners and all that, he's the guy to go see. That is Joshua Coleman on Facebook. Again, I tell him I give him that good shout out. You got to give credit where it's due, because as I always say, if he would have made that type of call publicly and made it to the likes of CNBC or Fox, they would say he's a genius right now, right? I mean, he called it at like 0.002 cent and is at 20 cents a day. So that's genius level in the traditional market. So I try to give that same type of accolades to people here on our show as well.
Absolutely. Shout out to Joshua, man. Been going a long time.
Yeah, there we go. All right, some quick comments. Let's see. Alec G said, "Are the Talk Shop live videos archived on the channel?" We've only had one so far. Are those being archived, Isaiah?
Yep. If you visit the channel, I'll pull it up here, and they're sitting there for you to view whenever you have time. So yes, let me pull up that channel for you, and you can watch our weekly roundup there. So let me put that in there.
What's going on, Lisa Lee? P-Man Van said banning weed worked pretty well. Hey, you all remember that war on drugs? The one that got a lot of people in prison and killed and everything else that terrible that can happen to you on the planet. Well, guess what? The United States lost that war. Last time I checked, isn't everything legalized in Portland, or decriminalized, should I say? It's decriminalized in Portland. I mean, I talk to people who are going up there doing shrooms like it's candy and stuff. I don't know what's going on up there.
Oh yeah. Hey, we got 188 people watching, close to 200. Only 102 likes. Get the likes up, people.
Oh, we stopping the show again?
Get the likes up. Get the likes up.
What is this on the best? Where the comments at? Let me look at these comments. I saw some.
We're gonna start playing trash music and we're gonna get the comments up.
What's going on, Sad Guy? Fred Brandon, Able Net Tech, finally caught it live. Been a while. Welcome back. KB NYC, likes or pause the stream. Hilarious. Cavs credit, Godflower, they're influencing the crypto gentleman. Listen, I just started watching him like probably not even 48 to 72 hours ago. Bitcoin Zay told me about it.
He's doing the Lord's work.
Was that?
He's doing the Lord's work.
Well, when you told me about it, I was like, man, if this not half the conversations we have sometimes. That was pretty funny. Saladim El Rahim said Samuels plays that awful rock song in his chat if people don't hit the like. Tim Sullivan said, wait until we get the unbanked folks connected. Wait until we get the third world farmers and small businesses involved. The crypto universe is endless. Help for all on this planet. That's the thing. I'm glad you brought that point. When people ask us all the time, is it too late to buy? We don't have the unbanked folks then. We don't have third world countries then. People, I mean, this is the things we talk about. Imagine when you can say, hey, I want to do business with this farmer in whatever third world country you never heard of, but he makes this grain a certain way that no one else on the planet does. Like, you can do business with that person. We haven't even started that yet. So yeah, we are way off from the top. Daniel Perez said, Talk Shop Live yesterday was a great way to wind down from the weekend. Looking forward to the next episode. Thank you. For sure. What's going on, Arlene Miller? Alfonso Clark, can you share your thoughts on the advice of Jeff Wang? Who's Jeff Wang?
Not sure who that is.
Yeah, honestly, for me, you got to name influencers. At this point, I keep track of a lot of the influencers and a lot of the project heads who have been in the space for a long time. Everyone else that either just came or this rich person who just came to the space to do this project, I'm not looking that closely to them because their moves don't really mirror our moves.
Nah, not at all.
All right. Let's see what's going on. Kadeem Midget, David Makem. So is the Bank of England too. The Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority is a client of Ripple. Ripple is a real project. No, we didn't say it wasn't a real project. We just say that we think people don't understand who owns the majority of that project. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. End this on a great news story. Cod Healthcare receives Bitcoin donations totaling $800,000. Woo!
Sheesh. Woo.
Looks like Cod Healthcare is doing almost as much volume as the Motley Fool. Boom, had to get them.
Oh yeah, shots fired, baby. Boop, boop,
What's
boop.
going on with this Cape Cod donation here? This is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, so it states here on Decrypt, in these pandemic-stricken times, it's good to get a little optimism in the morning. On Friday, the coastal island of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, when staff at its leading not-for-profit medical center, Cape Cod Healthcare, checked their email, they saw a message telling them to look in their newly established crypto-integrated bank account. Inside was a surprise donation of Bitcoins amounting to $400,000. Wow. It was the second they received from the same benefactor. Both transactions arrived less than a month since they started accepting crypto. It wasn't totally out of the blue. Senior Vice President and Chief Development Officer Christopher Lawson stated the long-term donor who previously gifted them cash every year originally sent them a feeler email in mid-January inquiring whether he could accept Bitcoin donations. And one of the things in the Bitcoin market that is pretty new to a lot of people is the fact that you can donate Bitcoin to nonprofits. And a lot of nonprofits can use that money, they can store it long term, and you can see a lot of that wealth increase. So shout out to Cape Cod for accepting Bitcoin. They have adopted a policy of immediately converting its Bitcoin to US dollars. However, I don't think that will continue forever. Like a lot of people who accept Bitcoin are converting it to dollars. That's the way it is now. 10 years from now, I think if you donate Bitcoin, it's not changing hands into cash anymore. They're going to buy what they need with Bitcoin and get the things they need with Bitcoin as well, or they're going to take out loans or whatever they need to do to make sure they hold it. So shout out to Cape Cod. Glad you all got that $800,000 donation. If you have a not-for-profit, you should be accepting Bitcoin for a donation.
There it is. And I'm over here just laughing at the comment section. Everybody's like, no, stop. The likes are here. The likes spike. Don't worry about it. And we appreciate that, people. Okay, David was asking, what do we think about that in general? When it comes to Ripple and them having partnerships with the Kingdom of Saudi, when it comes to Ripple having partnerships with anyone, you got to remember, they are made for banks and governments. So it makes sense for them to have partnerships with banks and governments. With that being said, banks and governments aren't necessarily partnering with Ripple because it's Ripple and out of all these companies. They're partnering with Ripple because Ripple is one of the first companies to come to banks and governments and saying, hey, we're your blockchain for banks and governments. It's literally that simple, people. They are a company that has a CEO that is on the phone calling banks and governments to say, use our blockchain, use our Ripple. Bitcoin doesn't have that. Bitcoin's A and I on YouTube. We got Andres traveling around the world. It has, XYZ person, this person. So you have a company that's job is to get people on the phone from banks and governments to accept their blockchain. So I'll just say that with it. I mean, it's just that simple. So they should be in the position they're in, but also from the banks and governments point of view, as they start to create and unroll CBDCs, they're starting to ask themselves, why do we also need Ripple and a CBDC on our own? So keep that into consideration. Jiu-Jitsu Crypto said, this may be a stupid question, but if I can't move all of my crypto to my Ilipo, I can't even pronounce it. Should I move the rest off of other online wallets? Of course, the ones that allow me to hold your keys. Should I move the rest on other online wallets? I would say separate your crypto into like 6 to 8 different wallets. Some cold storage, some hot, some online, some phone. Separate it up. Separate up. You got anything on that, Bitcoin?
Yeah, definitely put it in different places just for security reasons. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So to say, if something happens, money's gone.
Yep. With crypto market cap skyrocketing, nonprofits need to set up their crypto wallets ASAP as people will need tax deferments from their major gains, said Dane Perez. That's true. But again, when we start talking about crypto and taxes, crypto and regulators, I want to sit back and wait to see what happens right now. I mean, again, we're talking about crypto taxes, and there's a company, not a person, not an individual. There's a company that tried and did hold my crypto for 6 to 8 hours this weekend, and then tried to tell me they wouldn't give it back to me for 2 to 4 days. That's what I want to talk
Yeah.
about. I don't want to talk about crypto tax. I
Yeah,
want to talk
exactly.
about a crypto regulation or a rule or what's the ICO or STO. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about companies that can keep your crypto and not. And to me, that was a wake up reminder. And I hope it's a wake up reminder to you two people that they can still do this. And if they decide to not give your crypto back, for everybody who's on these exchanges and doing all these centralized forms of cryptocurrency, if they decide to not give it back, which I was almost faced with this weekend, you have no recourse at all. So that's what I think about everything centralized in this space.
Y'all gotta get it together.
All right. Other than that, we are taking some of these other comments. I saw Urban Interpreter said, so are you saying to go get some lumens? We will take some of these other questions, and we save these questions for our Sunday series. Again, that's Talk Shop Live on Sundays with us. So make sure you tune into that. Other than that, you have anything from Bitcoin Zay?
Nothing today. Talk Shop Live, Sundays at 6, Clubhouse, Genesis Block at 11. Today. That's it.
There it is. Last couple of comments. DeMarco Miller said, don't use Switch Chain either. All right. Oh, Daniel Perez was saying, I meant the IRS taxes on your sale of any crypto. People would donate to bring down tax liability. Great point. For sure. For sure. You can donate to bring down your tax liability. I say, just don't. No, I'm just playing. I'm not saying that. I'm going to end the show before the SEC calling us up on Monday. Other than that, have a great day, and we will see you all